Hello. So today I just finished top 16 at the Oceanic event Bandai, and here's my deck profile for ShineGreymon. Alright, so let's start with the eggs. So I played 4 of probably the best egg in yellow right now, Upamon, and 1 Cupimon. So only 1 Cupimon, well, because it's just the 5th one, and I play Cupimon instead of the other ones because early game it can still swing if you have full 5 memory and you get the draw one anyway. It rarely comes up, but it's really just there for the grind game. Having a 5th egg is really good, and Upamon just gets you the draw once you have your 3 or less security set up, and I have cards in this deck that will help with that. So we'll go with the rookies first. So probably the best one is 4 Patamons. So what Patamon does, when you delete an opponent's Digimon by dropping it to 0 DP, you gain 1 memory. This comes up a lot, and there's some combos that you can do with the deck where it normally wouldn't end your turn, but because you had a Patamon, it's still your turn. So for example, ShineGreymon is 4 to evolve, and you normally have a TK that puts you to 3. You evolve the ShineGreymon, you delete something, you would normally go past the turn to 1, but if you have a Patamon, it basically makes ShineGreymon a 3 to evolve and puts you to 0, and then you can still attack and do something else for the turn before ending it. Next, I said you get the strategy to get your security to 3 or less. Lopmon helps with that because, especially in the mirror match, they keep you at 4 security, or even just leave you at 5 until they can build the board for lethal. Lopmon helps to force yourself to reduce your security, because what she does on play, you get to look at the top security card. You can choose to add it to your hand, and if you do that, you draw 1. So you basically get 2 cards from Lopmon. The top security, forcing yourself to go closer to the 3 mark, and you get a draw 1. I would play 3 of this, but I was expecting a lot of rush decks today, so I wouldn't need Lopmon for against a rush deck. They'll already do the job for me. They're just gonna attack security and make my effects live, so that's why only 2. Yeah, I don't think I played a deck today where I had to force myself to go to 3. And I'll talk about the matchups at the end. I'm just gonna mention what decks I played against. And instead of playing 3 Lopmons, I went with 3 Salamons instead. I used to play 2 and bumped it up, so just pretty much switch 1 to Salamon, because yeah, I was really trying to play around the rookie rush decks. And even with the red Omni 1 decks today, this came up a lot. Because they would just hit your security to become less than 3. When Salamon dies, if you have 3 or less security, you recover 1. So just keep recovering, building your tamers, building your board, and then once you have everything set up, it swings into your favor, and you can go into the attack from there. Next, probably the only difference from mine and other decks, playing 2 Salamon instead of 2 Labramons that people are playing. The Salamon, because there's a lot of times where I would try to kill something and they're the same DP, so if I do that, I would crash my Digimons. Salamon helps by just reducing the DP by 1 and just making your Digimon survive, and then you can probably evolve it past the turn or something like that. And I have another card here in the deck that combos well with Salamon too. So that's it for the rookies. That's 11. So with the ShineGreymon deck, it's very different to other decks that you would see. Don't use these ratios for other decks that you're gonna play or build, because it's 11. Normally you would play 14 and above, but there's a lot of cards here that you can still be efficient with memory even though you're not playing the rookies, and you can still be consistent because of a certain card that I'll show later. So next one, the level 4s. I have 4 Unimons. Again, maxing out on the blockers. It's the only blocker in the game for yellow. Just stopping the rush early. You need to survive early to set up. So it's that. Next, Repamon, probably the best level 4 in the game. Probably yellow. Black also has one, so I wouldn't say it's the best in the game, I guess. But it's there because it's 3 cost. So it's pretty much counts as your 3 other rookies. So technically I am playing 14. It's 11 plus 3. Yeah, because just gets you a lot of free evolutions, because a lot of my level 5s have good on-evolve effects. And with your memory tamer, normally sets you to 3. You can hard play Repamon and straight away evolve in the one turn. And also, if you get hit by an Omnimon and they give you 6, you can go Repamon, evolve into a level 5, which is normally 3 or less to evolve, so that will put you to 1 or 0, and then you can ShineGreymon straight away to answer that Omnimon. Okay, and difference again from my deck is I only have 2 Turuimons. Yes, it's a very good 1 evolution for yellow that we finally get. I was playing 4, but again, I don't know why, but I'm really scared of the Rookie Rush decks right now. But yeah, so I replaced 2 with 2 GeoGreymons. The GeoGreymon's actually really good for me today. Not only for the inherit, which is why I originally put him in. So the inherit, if you have 3 or more tamers, yellow tamers, and you attack, you do minus 2k to a Digimon. So I've killed a few Vmons today with that. Made some rookies in range for a ShineGreymon, so those are the 5ks, or in this case you can even get the Gorillamon in range for a 1 tamer ShineGreymon in that case. So there's a lot of applications for this. And the other is the 4 cost. It's not actually too bad for a 4 cost, because you would normally evolve for 2, you go to 1, and if they have a tamer, you can play GeoGreymon for 4, and that fits perfectly. So 4 cost is just 1 higher than Repamon, so technically it's just a slightly more expensive version of Repamon with good inherit. That's why I play that. Next we go level 5s. 4 RiseGreymons, because probably the best card for the deck other than ShineGreymon, because it facilitates so many things that the deck wants to do. So on evolution, you can play a yellow tamer from your hand without paying its cost, but you don't get to activate its on play. That doesn't really matter too much, because you're normally playing the Kari or the TK that I'll show later that doesn't have on play effects anyway. They're passive, so you don't care for that. And it didn't have to have the inherit actually. It's just a really good bonus that it has an inherit where if you have 3 or more yellow tamers, when attacking it gets security +1. Oh, it's not when attacking, sorry, it's just your turn it has security +1. So that gets you your aggression after you set up everything. Especially if you have a ShineGreymon evolved on top of this. The ShineGreymon normally gets very, very big because of the number of tamers you have. so you'll be confident to swing for +1 without dying. Next, 2 Angel Womans. This is the structure deck Angel Woman. On evolution, you recover 1. I'm playing this again. You just want more recovery against the rush decks so that you can get to the late game. So that's why I have this, and also it's just another level 5 that you can climb up with. So it's just really good. I'm even considering bumping up to 3 just to have more of it, pretty much. And next I have only 1 Sirenmon. I would try to find space for 2 or 3 Sirenmons. Yeah, because it's just very cheap, 5 on play and also 2 to evolve, so very, very good. And last level 5 is Sylphimon. This was an interesting tech choice I did for today. Just want to try it out. It was good in theory. This is the card that I said I was comboing with the Salamon earlier. So what he does on evolution, you can choose a level 4 lower Digimon and make it 1k DP for the turn. So what I would do, or what I did today, is evolve into Sylphimon with the Salamon Inherit, make their blocker 1k, and then attack and delete the blocker pretty much, because Salamon gets -1k, they don't get to block, so your attack goes through. That was the idea, but what ended up happening was I Sylphimoned just because I didn't have any other level 5, and my ShineGreymon ended up just deleting the whole board anyway, so it didn't matter if I had the Sylphimon or not. That's the only time that it came up, and they did have the blocker that I could minus. I had both Salamon and the GeoGreymon, but yeah, didn't matter. My ShineGreymon deleted everything. So what I'll probably do is just replace this with more Sirenmons in the future, and I'll find something else in the deck for a 3rd Sirenmon or a 3rd Angel Woman, just to increase the level 5 counts. There's some games today where I missed a level 5 that cost me the game. And finally we got level 6. Got 2 Angemons. 2 Angemons is really good because early game, when you don't have the tamer set up yet, he stops pretty much every single level 5 that's being played today. All the level 5s are 8k or less, and on evolution /Angemon does -8k. And even if they did have the 10k level 5s that I don't really see played anymore, we have the GeoGreymon to get that extra 2k DP to kill them. So that comes up. It also would come up if you are facing a Puppetmon, I guess. So you would evolve 8 and you'd go GeoGreymon with the attacking effect to get rid of the Puppetmon, which I do see a lot in the Imperial deck, Imperial Blue, and also the Rookie Rush decks. So yeah, /Angemon. And don't forget, it also triggers Patamons, so he could be less than 3 costs to evolve. I did get one game where I had 2 Patamons, so basically /Angemon for 1 cost. That was very good. And it wouldn't be a ShineGreymon deck without 4 ShineGreymons. Alternate art, of course. But yeah, it's a very, very good card, especially when you have the setup already. So on Digivolve, suspend all your yellow tamers, and you get to -4,000 for each tamer. And they can be spread apart, so you can put like -4 to one Digimon, -8 to another Digimon if you have 3 tamers in total, or you can just put everything into one. So Imperial Dramon is 12k, you do 3 tamers, that kills that. Most of the red megas are also 12k, you need 3. So 3 tamers is like the magic number for this. So that's it for the Digimons. And this is why deck is different. We're playing a lot of tamers. So first we have 4 of the TK from the set, BT1. On play, you get to have a look at your security, reveal a card. If it's a yellow, reveal and add it to your hand. If it's a yellow card, you get to recover 1 and then shuffle your security. So this is the other card I was talking about that improves your consistency. So a lot of the times I would be missing a rookie and I just play TK, have a look at my security. There's a rookie, I'm ready for next turn. If I'm missing a level, maybe a 4 or 5 or even ShineGreymons, I get to basically have an extra set of hand with the TK, which is very, very good. And he also sets your memory to 3 if they give you less than that. So that's very, very good. Next, got a starter deck version of TK. This one is very, very good because it boosts your security by 2,000 each. So there are times where your opponent would pretty much be scared of swinging into security because it would mean they would just die. The only exception would be against the Imperial Dramon decks because they have jamming, so it doesn't matter too much for them. But I've seen happen today. It wasn't me, it was another yellow player. It had 3 TKs on field and a red player attacked with his what's his name? Phoenixmon, and it hit a blocker. The blocker 6k, this gives 6k, which basically makes the blocker 12k, so the Phoenixmon died. I don't think it was smart for the red player to attack knowing he had 3 TKs, but I guess he had no choice. It was down to the last minute of the game. There's that, and then we have, to finish off the tamers, 3 Karis. This is very, very good, especially if you have your setup of 3 or less security. So the idea of this deck again is to have 3 or less security, so you get every effects from the deck. So she's very good because if you have her on field while you have 3 or less security, you gain 1 memory at the beginning of your turn. So if you have the TK, it sets you to 3, and then you go to 4 if you have 1 Kari. If you have multiple Karis, you can go to 5 or 6. So you're pretty much guaranteed to start your turn with a lot of memory and a lot of things to do with that memory, 6 memory. Like I said earlier, if they Omnimon you and set you to 6, for example, you can do the Repamon into level 5 into Shine play, but having the 3 Karis while you have 3 or less security pretty much guarantees you that play every single time. And the more turns you get, the more advantage you'll be gaining because you're pretty much getting free memory every time. So that's it for tamers. That's 11. I wouldn't really consider playing more. I've seen people switch around the ratios of this in the starter TK. Just because they can get 4 and go to 7 every turn, but that's really, really rare. I think 1 or 2 Karis on play is already enough to get you the advantage you need. Even just 3 tamers, doesn't matter which 3 tamers, you already have the advantage you need for this deck. And the last cards that I played, 2 Glorious Burst. Just pretty much a really, really good option card against the decks that go Toll. So you have the red Omnis, you have Sarasmon in green, or any of their megas pretty much. any of the megas that's being played right now, you can just Glorious Burst. Even ShineGreymon mirrors, just -12. And what's so good about this card is the more tamers you have, the cheaper it becomes. So it reduces its cost by 1 for every tamer. So I had one game where I had 8 tamers and pretty much Glorious Burst for 1 cost. And yeah, that pretty much secures that game. I think it was a red Omni match. And yeah, it goes. And last tech card is Lightning Paw. So again, like I said, I was scared of Rookie Rush, so here it is. It's a level 3, deals -4k to 3 level 3, so that's that. That's the last card. And I said I was talking about matchups, so I had a few red Omnis, blue Imperial, Rookie Rush, and that's pretty much what I've played today. Pretty much the red Omnimon matchup, like I said, it's very, very favorable for yellow because you have so many removals for their level 12s, so that's what you want to do with them. You just want to wait until they bring out the level 5s, level 6s, sorry, and just use your removals for there. So save your level 5 place until they do that. So for example, you have a level 4 in breeding area and you have a TK. When they've brought out their mega, you bring out the level 4, evolve into any of your level 5s, and then ShineGreymon their level 6. Or if you have Glorious Burst, you just Glorious Burst that one. And just keep gaining advantage from there. If they try to rush you, I have a lot of recoveries, and that's normally giving me enough time to just go for game. Blue Imperial, pretty much the same idea. When they get the level 5s, you want to try and slash Digimon on that before they get to 6, or if they have the 6 already, you just Glorious Burst or Shine it. Rookie Rush, that one I lost to, sadly. I just didn't see the cards that I needed. Didn't get the blockers to stop the rushing, didn't get the recovery cards. But that's pretty much what you want to do against Rookie Rush. Set up the blockers and recover. And neither showed up in my hand. And I didn't get to see a rookie till late as well, so that was a bit unlucky in that case. The other matchups that didn't come up today, green, for the green matchup you just want to keep it in your breeding area and just set up your tamers until you can blow their board up pretty much. Because if you bring out a Digimon and they have a Ceresmon, you're pretty much giving them free evolutions every time, so you don't want to do that. Either you attack with what's already on your board so they can't suspend it with the Ceresmon, or just leave it in your breeding area. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but yeah, that's the idea of how you want to play against the green. In the mirror match, whoever gets to the sweet spot first and has the carries to gain advantage pretty much wins, and whoever sees more ShineGreymon wins. It's just how that one goes, and those games normally take a long time. So if you want to be prepared for a yellow mirror match, you gotta be prepared for long games. And yeah, that's about it. There's my profile. Hope you liked it. See ya.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here still.